From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley and today's Cash Close. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, traders. And the name of this video is going to be the S&P 500 futures and Ho 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 or Ho Ho Hoax. We don't know that yet. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 2014 half early in the day. The low came in at 1995.75 late morning, and last, or going into the 245 cash close, were 200.375. Total volume, we've got 1.3 million minis traded and 3,500 big S&Ps traded in the pit. MOC, the MIM showed a total of 1.3 billion for sale, did a little bit of a flip-flop, and ended up MOC sell 500 million. I know Art Cash and they had 700 million to sell on CNBC. Tomorrow we've got the GDP number, we've got corporate profits, we've got the RedBook, we have the FHFA house price index, I got that. We have existing home sales, important number, and we have the Richmond Fed manufacturing index. Now, so I want to ask you, I've been kind of off on my calls here, but that said, I said a couple weeks ago that things weren't looking real good, and they've not looked real good. And from then on, been kind of a push me, pull me type thing. But I got to ask, didn't the S&P make a higher low yesterday? I think if you look back, the S&P last Monday's low was 1983.75. Friday's low was 1991 even, and today's low was 95.75. That's three higher lows in a row. And what's that mean? I think, to me, what it's setting up is for higher prices. But I don't really care about my year-end call. It doesn't really mean a thing. But what does matter is what I think is going to happen is we're going to get a year-end rip. And I know that the S&P is not going to go out plus or minus a lot. But at the end of the day, I do think, Santa Claus is going to come. Has he been on an extended vacation? Yeah, he is. But when you look at the statistics, generally, the markets remain weak into the middle of the month, and then after Christmas, the S&P starts to rally. But that said, I think everybody's a little bit too short going into that, and here's what I think. As more and more traders take time off, and they are at the hedge funds and big investment firms, it's going to cause volume to drop. And when volume drops, the S&P, knowing that everybody's short or kind of short, is more than likely going to rally, like it's doing exactly right now as we're talking. It just popped up from 04.5 up to 08.5, and now we're still going up. We're 10.5. We're going out on the highs, I think. Anyways, look, I think thin to win's going to take over this week. We only got two and a half days left this week, and then half day on Thursday, closed on Friday. Next week, we've got a total of 3.5 trading days. We're closed on a half a day on Thursday and closed all of Friday. So you don't have much time here. But that said, I want to reiterate something. Year-end calls don't mean much if you don't have any money on the line. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking to buy some cheap calls. I think that that's the best way to go out. You can maintain your risk. You know what you got on. We were looking at the Jan 2080s. They were even kind of rich. They weren't cheap. Maybe somebody may think they are. But anyways, listen, I'm going to close it out like this. I think everybody's short, and I don't think any of these things changed. I think what goes on is the market sells off, everybody gets short, and then the market starts to short cover, then you rally, and I don't think that's going to change going into the end of the year either. I think we're going to go out on a semi-positive note here. That said, I want to talk real quick about the Mr. Top Step year-end contest. I'm going to give you $1,000 if you can guess where the S&P closes. Go to my website, mrtopstep.com. There's an ad up there. Click on the ad. We don't ever give out anybody's emails. We don't do any of that stuff. We don't sell stuff like that. We don't let people use our list, anything. So you have no fear about us selling your name or giving out your address. You don't have to worry about that. We don't do that kind of stuff. But come on, jump on that contest. Tell me where you think the S&P's been going out. I've been talking about it for a couple months straight. I thought I had it, and now all of a sudden it's ding-dong and back down. But that doesn't mean it's not going to ding-dong back up. See you tomorrow on the opening print. Mm.